Hello everyone. In the previous class we started chapter 2 of our first flight book Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. In this we saw apartheid, we saw how Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. We actually talked about the inaugural ceremony of the Republic of South Africa, which came to become a free country after the subjugation of British over on their country. We read the speech which was given by Nelson Mandela on this inaugural day. Few questions are there. So where did the ceremonies take place? Can you name any public buildings in India that are made of sandstone? So the ceremony took place. We have already done this question. I'll show you. Here it was. The ceremony. It was here. Yeah. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater found by the Union Buildings of Pretoria. So this is the answer of the first question. Okay, and now the second part of this question is in India. So in India, we are having the President House, which is made of sandstone. Second part, and after now the second question is, can you say how 10 May is an autumn day in South Africa? Yes, we can say the 10 May is an autumn day in South Africa because the South Africa lies in the southern hemisphere of the earth, so the time changes and the seasons basically they have autumn in their month of May. At the beginning of his speech, Mandela mentions an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks at the end? So the extraordinary human disaster, I have already showed you, I have already talked about this. The extraordinary human disaster was, it is here, the discrimination of black by whites. Okay, and what is the glorious day? The glorious is a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. So out of these and this, you have to prepare your answer. Next question is, what does Mandela thank the international leaders for? So Mandela thanks the international leaders for attending the inaugural ceremony of the crowning of what to say democracy in South Africa. What ideas does he set out for the future of South Africa? So when we talk about the ideals, so here the ideals are, he says that they pledge themselves to liberate all their people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. So these are their ideals. Okay, and they say that never, never, never shall it be this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. So this is what these are the questions, the 5 questions. Now we'll start with today's part. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in the awe. In awe. Awe. So awe is a very good word. Actually, this means respect. Awe means respect. So awe means basically respect. So respect is a spectacular array of South African jets. Okay, so spectacular array, the meaning is given here only, an impressive display, that means colorful actually. So what was happening, the African jets, helicopters and troop carriers, so they were colored, or they were actually moving in color. So like the airplanes and the jets were flying in over the parliament building, over their government building, and they were, you would have seen in India also that on the Independence Day and some other special occasions, the defense planes, okay, the air force planes, they throw colorful smoke out, and they show their respect towards the nation. So same thing was happening here. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision. Okay, here it is important. Pinpoint precision. Pinpoint means accuracy. Okay, so what we are talking about, pinpoint precision, that means spot accuracy. Okay, I'll write here for you. Spot accuracy and military force. So they were not doing it to show off something actually. Okay, it was a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy. So why the planes were showing throwing the smoke, the colorful smoke, only to demonstrate their loyalty to the democracy and to the new government, okay, which was free and elected government. So this can be an important part of the this paragraph. A question can be formed on it. Okay, there can be a question that what do the flying airplanes and jets symbolize? So they symbolize demonstration. They were actually flying to demonstrate their loyalty towards the military, towards the democracy, and towards their newly elected government. Only moments before, okay, moments before he's saying, but actually he's talking about prior timing. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African National Defense and Police, their chest bedecked, okay, bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. So this is very important actually. So what does he says? So before we go to what he says, first of all, let us find out the meaning of this word bedecked. So bedecked means adorned, adorned. So ultimately, what does he say? He says that those police officers and defense people, they came to him, okay, and they are already there. You can see they were highly reputed people, or we can say that respected people. Okay, their chests were actually adorned with ribbons and medals. So they came to him and they saluted him. Okay, and they also pledged honesty towards their nation. This shows that those people who were honest to the whites, okay, those honest to the colonized government, now were taking an oath to be honest to the republic government of South Africa. So it was a kind of pride moment for him. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. So here he says that if the country hadn't been independent, if the country hadn't got its freedom, then definitely these people would have arrested him rather than saluting him. Finally, a chevron of Impala, okay, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag. So this was the new flag of South Africa, and these were the colors that new flag was having: black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag. So these colors, what do they symbolize? Black refers to the black people, red refers to the martyrs of the country, green refers for the fertility, the greenery environment, blue refers for the enormous possibilities for the South Africa's development, and gold refers to wealth of the country. So these are some symbols of actually national flag of South Africa. This was the new national flag of South Africa. Is this clear? Okay. So in this paragraph, he talks about the planes which were flying over the Union buildings. Okay, and here actually in this entire paragraph, he's talking about colors only. Okay, so let's continue. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of whites singing Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika. So how to read it? Nkosi Sikelel' till I have to read, and at last is Africa. So Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika, okay, which actually means long live Africa. This was the national anthem. This was the national anthem uh, which whites were singing. Okay, though this was the national anthem of blacks. Okay, and the blacks were singing the national anthem Diastem. Okay, and the Diastem was the old anthem of Republic. Actually, this was the national anthem created by the Britishers. So, blacks were singing the whites' national anthem, the whites were singing blacks' national anthem. So, both the community were showing their respect, showing their what to say unity by singing both the national anthems. Although that they had, although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the words by heart. That means on that day the people did not have actually did not have any idea or did not have meaning of these two national anthems. They had not learned actually, but he believed that they would definitely learn it soon. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with the sense of history. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. So, what does it talk here? It's talking about how that Anglo-Boer War took place, and after that, how the white people subjugated their country, how they made it a British colony. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever known. Okay, so this is what he says that this was the structure created by them. So they made South Africa one of the harshest and most inhuman country. Okay, the people were highly discriminated over there. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8 decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights of freedoms of all peoples regardless of color of their skin. So this was the newly formed government. Okay, this was the new formed government in which there was no discrimination. All people were given equal rights. Okay, there was no discrimination of color, skin, or anything else. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people. So when he say my people, that means he is referring to those people who sacrifice their lives for their country. Okay, people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day as I have on so many other days. So whatever he felt on that day, whatever what you say, he was whatever gratitude he was feeling for those people that day, okay, was not less than the thought or the gratitude he had for those people priorly also. That I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. This is something very important. Okay, that he was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him. What does it mean? It means that he was thankful to those people and whatever achievements he has brought, he has got all the thoughts from those people who sacrificed their lives for the Africa's freedom. So he got everything. He got inspiration from those people only. That long and noble line ended and now begin again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Wrought means achieved. The meaning is given here. Okay, meaning is given here. Achieved. So he actually feels pain. He is not happy. He feels regret actually because he could not say thanks to those people because they were no more than at that time. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. So what he says that pain and that hurt and that damage, that wound which the people had of apartheid, okay, they could not forget it. Okay, they could not forget it easily. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sisselers, the Chief Luthils, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fisher, the Robert Soboquist of our time. So these are some actually people. I can show you their photographs. So these are some people, actually the prominent leaders of South Africa, okay, who fought against the apartheid, okay, maybe before Nelson Mandela, okay. So their names have been given. You can learn their name, okay. Courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. So he remembers them for their courage, wisdom, and generosity. Perhaps it requires such depth of operation to create such heights of character. So this is something very good line. What he's saying, he says that in order to get such a height of character, maybe sometimes you need to have such bear such kind of operation also. Okay, so it is same to that situation that you will, if you have not learned swimming and somebody is trying to push you inside the water, so you will definitely tap your hands, you will use your legs to swim, and you will try your you'll actually put your all efforts to come out of that worse position or situation. So in the same way he's saying that when the operation was high, so definitely those people build higher characters, okay, and that is why they are remembered. My country is rich in the minerals, okay, rich in the minerals. This shows that the gold, you would know about gold is found in South Africa, and gems that lie beneath its soil. But I've always known that its greatest wealth is its people. So this is important. According to Nelson Mandela, the greatest wealth of the country is not the gold and the minerals lying under the soil of South Africa, but the people of South Africa, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. So he says, he calls them, he compares them with the diamond. He says he finds that the people and their character is much better than the diamond they are having in their country. So this is how he talks about the freedom. He talks about the people of his country. He says that how the people have sacrificed and how they have actually worked for bringing the independence of their nation. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Okay, comrades, do you know what is the meaning of comrades? Companion. Okay, comrades means companion, friends. Okay, so comrades means companion. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but triumph over it. This is very important. So what he says that courage does not mean that you are not scared. Courage means what? That you have the wish to overcome that fear. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers the fear. So this is what he wants. He wanted everybody to conquer the fear. Is this clear? Okay. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to human heart than its opposite. So opposite is what? Hate. So he says that love can come more naturally. Okay. Hatred takes time to come, but love doesn't. Love can come anytime. You can fall in love for some object, nature, people, anytime. Even its grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. So ultimately, what he says that when he was in prison, so many times the people, the what to say, the officials of jail, they used to come and they used to torture him, and sometimes he had noticed that their eyes were also feeling pity for him. Okay, though they were doing their duty and they could not move away from their duty, but still they had some tears for him, they had some love, some affection for him, and this actually made him more optimistic and strong. He started believing that when these people, while oppressing me, can have feelings of love and pity towards me, so why not the entire nation can have these feelings. So ultimately he changed this that idea, and he thought that love can be much powerful, more powerful than the hatred. So this is how this part is also over. So in the next class we'll do the question answers and the next part of this chapter.